Today we're gonna do a song about Robin Hood. First,
So you're gonna walk in and act like you see your boyfriend cheating on you.
You said I was the only one for your hot dog.
What?
Stop writing it.
Backwards.
Where's Cowgirl?
That's fine.
Whoa. She's got more voice than yours, though.
What?
With yours, brother?
Well, that's disgusting. You don't know how to use a handle? Did you run into the door? How bad you hurt yourself?
I taught you how to soldier boy. The least you can do is be faithful.
You taught him how to soldier boy? Wait, did you just correct that soldier boy out of the bedroom? That's hot.
Hi, Miss Jones. Miss, come on. Hi, little girl. I guess you know, right?
Everywhere I go. This filter shows you what you'd look like bald.
well, I am going bald, as you can see. So, let's see. I look like Caillou if he was a sexist. I didn't get it, now I understand. He broke her heart, left one in her hand.
After she saw it, she blocked me. What does that mean? Wait, what up? Hello?
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Dad, what's up?
Go ahead and start heading home because we need to talk.
Everything good? No?
Oh my god, I'm in trouble. What the f? Nah, he must know something. Let me think. What have I done recently? Oh, fuck. He won't just... He found out about the baby! Wait, no, I took care of that. Hold up. It could be a Moses situation now. Think about that. I don't think we ever found the body. We found out I'm the one that set that fire to that church 10 years ago. Nah, there were no witnesses. Somebody must have snitched to his mom. Wait, no, she wouldn't. I have dirt on her, too. We killed my math teacher, Miss Adams, together. What can he do? I could always just kill him.
Jason, your bathroom's filled.
Kill it now.
Cleaning. That's it?
Wait, something.
He dies tonight.
No, that's it. Yeah, alright. I remember, why are you searching up girls kissing on my lap? After she saw it, she blocked me.
This is punch the hardest.
Alright, let's see what's up. Let's go. Oh, damn, that came flying from out of nowhere.
9/11, baby.
Oh, dang, that also came flying in from nowhere.
This is punch the hardest.
Alright.
Huh?
I had a question.
Huh?
So, if I make a party with you, can you tell someone that I made a party with you even though I made one?
Can I tell someone what?
If someone tells you to make a party with you, but you're already in a party with them, did you really make the party for them?
Yeah, you could make another one. If we in a party and then you say, oh, if I make a party and then you say make a party, then I'll just make a new party.
But why are you making a new party if you're already in a party with them?
Cause you told me to.
Yeah, but there's no reason to make a new party if you're already in a party with them.
Does everything need a reason?
Yeah.
Now what, Lori?
You can't.
Shut up. Lori, I gotta tell you something.
I don't want to know.
I'm in your party. Echo. Echo.
I hate you so much.
You hate me? So, Lori, you know.
I know what.
And yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Hey, Mom and Dad, this is my friend, Shailene.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Peters.
Please, call me in. We're just gonna be in my room doing homework. Okay. Study hard, kids. What, does he think I was born yesterday? Oh, Dad, I'm doing homework with this girl in my bedroom on a Friday night.
And what's he supposed to say? Oh, hey, Dad, we're gonna be up in my room, losing our virginities.
You're right. I'm just so proud of him. He's growing up so fast. Hey, Dad, can you bring up some refreshments? I'll be right there, son. The classic
Lori,
study sweat.
I'm gonna hold your hand.
You guys need to replenish some fluids, huh? I brought up the best in hydration. Dr. Pepper. Thanks, Dad. Appreciate it. Oh, wow. You guys aren't homeworking on the bed. You're flooring it with the textbooks. Really getting after it. What's wrong?
Get on.
We finished all our work, guys.
I'm in that
go home.
queue.
Great to have you, Shailene. You're welcome anytime.
Yo. I'm gonna hold your hand.
This bitch gonna say it ain't mine. Like, this gonna make me
Because I like you.
Cause you dirty as fuck and my new bitch is bad. And if I send your ass walking, bitch,
That
I'ma
don't
do
mean
the
you gotta
dash.
come
And if I seen bitches on you, I'ma let them whoop your ass. Bitch, this bitch gonna say it ain't mine. Like, this gonna make me sad. Hey, bitch, you dirty as fuck and my new bitch is bad. And if I send your ass walking, bitch, I'ma do the dash. And if I seen bitches on you, I'ma let them whoop your ass.
Hey.
What? Actually, what? Nothing.
What was you hiding?
Nothing. Can you just shut it? Can you just actually shut it? Because I don't have time today.
Alright, Moody Margaret.
I'm not Moody
Who
Margaret.
got your knickers in a twist then?
You.
It wasn't me.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
because you are accusing me of a crime that I did not
Oh,
commit.
shut the bloody hell up, love. I didn't do nothing to you.
You accused me of hiding my phone.
Because you was. I saw it.
No,
Where the fuck
I
are you from?
No, I
What was that? What was that? What was you hiding then?
A raspberry.
Raspberry.
Your information.
I'll give you a blow.
No, stop.
Well, why was you hiding your phone?
Wasn't.
Was.
Rudy Allen.
Who's Rudy Allen? No such thing.
Lori,
What?
I like to hold your hand.
Okay. And I like a lot of money, but you don't see me with a lot of money.
I'm gonna kill you.
What?
I thought it was playing through my headphones.
I don't know if my thicker women can relate, but one of my biggest pet peeves is when I'm talking to a guy and he tries to pick me up or tries to make me sit on his lap and is so, like, pushy about it. Like, bro, one of my thighs is like 7 of yours.
I just have one question.
Lori,
What?
what's wrong with you?
Nothing.
Lori, what'd you do today?
Nothing.
Lori,
What?
where are you?
Yo, what do you do for a living?
Huh?
What do you do for a living?
Oh, thank you.
What do you do for a living?
No.
What do you do? Yo, what do you do for a living?
Hey, it's me, your scumbag dad. We're gonna... Been trying to
tell y'all, killer whales are just waterproof black Air Forces with fins. Their entire personality is bullying every name on the ocean census for no reason at all. Let me explain why this video is way worse than you actually think. It's actually well known that orcas will tail slap their prey. It's the fastest way to make a seal join the Air Force. This video was filmed in Mexico, and there were actually 6 of these hood dolphins taking turns slapping the stingray. And after getting bodied the first time, the stingray was too weak to get away, so the orcas just kept violating it. And this went on for an hour and a half. Scientists watching this thought the orcas would just eat the stingray afterwards. Instead, when the stingray finally became past tense, all 6 orcas just watched it lifelessly sink to the bottom of the ocean. This wasn't about food or survival. Nah, these homicidal Oreos spent 90 minutes jumping the stingray because they thought it was fun. Orcas don't operate on survival, they live off malicious intent. They're one of the few animals that will go out of their way to torture and murk other animals for fun. They'll literally spend hours violating seals, penguins, and stingrays and not even eat them in the end, and that's another ballpark of disrespect. One scientist watched an orca chase a penguin for half an hour, snap its neck, and then leave its soul-divorced body floating on the surface. Moral of this video, sharks don't run the ocean. The steroid zebra guppy does. Only reason they don't go after people is because they see themselves in us. The whole page is really just turning into What's That Pokemon, where I'm just a breathing Pokédex.
Okay, what is this, guys?
Y'all starting to put way too much faith in me. If I get on here and say that's a graboid or an Alaskan bullworm and end the video, what y'all gonna do? Nah, that's a lungfish. It's a fish with lungs. Also, I think that video was filmed in Uganda, which checks out because the lungfish is found in Africa, South America, and Australia. So every once in a while, I'll find this new thing, and for the next month of my life, it basically becomes my entire personality. And hear me out, but I think that next thing just became rugby 7. Animals you would not believe were real if cameras didn't exist. This right here, this is proof that nature just makes its own rules. It's called a maned wolf, but it's not a wolf or a fox. It's not even a cross-dressing coyote. It's kind of just its own thing. Despite technically being a type of dog, half its diet looks like it came from vegan teacher's plate, to the point where they actually have a fruit named after it. Those long legs help them see over grass, and that's all they got. And speaking of grass, the maned wolf smells a lot like something that gets cops called at zoos, and that's not a joke, it actually happened. Also, YouTube what they sound like, nothing about them makes sense. Next are these guys. Sun bear just looks like somebody in a bear costume after someone told them to act natural. Never seen an animal look so awkward being itself. Despite being related to like the polar bears and stuff, the sun bear eats fruits and insects. As a rule of nature, if you eat insects for a living, you have to have a disrespectfully long tongue. They do not break down. I still can't get over this picture. This will probably scare
Lori.
Sun bear just looks like he's constantly dealing with
Hi, like, damn, talk to me. Talk. Just go on a rant about something.
I personally did not know they got
No, you watched something.
Sunfish can grow to 8 to 10 feet long, away 2,200.
Tell me about something. Just go on a rant. I don't care if I'm on. I'll stop watching something. I don't
The
make
only
it.
time they're a threat to our way of life is when they jump onto boats and put themselves and anyone under them on a shirt. Because when you're that big and that stupid, you're just a danger to everybody. Animals you would not believe were real if cameras didn't exist. This right here, this is proof that nature just makes its own rules. It's called a maned wolf, but it's not a wolf or a fox. That's not even a cross-dressing coyote. It's kind of... If you value your mental health, do not watch this video. This is the only warning you're gonna get. Meet your new nightmare, the coconut crab. Same Photoshop, this is real life. They're related to hermit crabs, but everything about them is on PEDs. They can grow to 3.5 feet long from tip to tip and weigh 9 pounds. Now the biggest problem with this hellspawn with claws is they believe in the worst type of equality, meaning they eat everything without prejudice. Adult crabs will eat fleshy fruits, nuts, and seeds, but they'll also eat the carcasses of dead animals like cats and chickens. In fact, a group of these crabs made an entire pig's corpse disappear in only a week. And since nature's a spiteful person, not only can they climb trees, they've been known to scale tree branches. So this is actually a barnacle goose, and they have by far the worst birthday of anybody. Because their parents build nests high up in the mountain cliffs where they can't get aborted by ops like the Arctic fox. But because birds have no morals, the parents don't actually feed the chicks when they hatch, and the only food is on the ground. Which means literally the day they're born, baby barnacle geese have to jump off a 400-foot cliff and pray they're still present tense by the time they hit the ground. Because if they don't jump, then they choose to starve. It's so bad that half the chicks that jump end up on a shirt by the end of the day. The only thing protecting them from becoming a feathery pack is a fluffy downcoat that absorbs the shock of hitting the rocks from that high. Other than that, they eat themselves off a cliff and hope for the best. To somehow make it even worse, the noise that the parent geese make ends up attracting the Arctic fox that they're trying to get away from. These foxes will literally wait at the bottom of the cliffs for chicks to fall out the sky, meaning they can survive falling hundreds of feet just to get clapped by a fox. If they land too far from their parents, they can end up getting snatched by a raven. Moral of this video, they take baby showers way too literally. So this is actually Here's some animals that have a worse birthday than you. Rabbits, because if Mama Rabbit gets pressed in any way, she'll turn her children into kids' meals. If she's afraid or there's predators, she'll eat her babies to protect them from predators that want to eat them. Literally, just pop a balloon around a rabbit and watch how fast she becomes a carrot-fueled case. Tasmanian devils are born into the Hunger Games. Because even though there can be up to 50 babies called joeys, the mother only has 4 nipples. So the blind babies the size of a grain of rice have to crawl around to find them. The first 4 get to live, the rest either starve or get eaten by the mother. Giraffes, and for the simple fact that they get dropped on their head when they're born. And they're lucky if that's all that happens, because if the mother gets tired and sits down before the baby's out completely, she could accidentally crush it. If they survive all that, it takes them about an hour to learn how to walk, and every minute that baby's on the ground is a minute they're closer to getting put to sleep by lions, hyenas, or wild dogs. The mother will use her dinner plate sized feet to kick at predators, but there's also the chance she accidentally kicks her baby and breaks its neck. Last is the barnacle goose, because they have 2 choices. They can jump off a 400-foot cliff or starve. Basically death or death in slow motion. Half the chicks that if you wear green around this bird, it might try to have sex with you. Imagine if I just ended the video right there and didn't explain myself. This fat flightless parrot is a kakapo, and if it's not the most down bad thing on the planet, it's definitely top 5. They're so rare that they're only found in New Zealand, and there's only like 200 of them left. So to get a date, the male kakapo will sit in a hole in the ground and make a loud booming call for 6 to 8 hours a day, every day for about 4 months. But because they're so rare, he can put in all that work and still end up getting less action than a white crayon. Which is why this bird looks like it listens to Drake. It's like a guy swiping on anything with a pulse on Tinder and still... Yeah, it's real. It probably shouldn't be, but it's real. That is a Brahma chicken, the biggest ones can weigh nearly 20... The famous Gorilla Grill. Bro finna drop the nastiest mixtape the jungle's ever seen. Probably a diss track on his ass called Haraf's Bay. That's all the jokes I had. So yeah, that mouthpiece is a result of their diet. Mountain gorillas live in the mountains, and they eat a lot of leaves, roots, bamboo shoots, and bark, but because they live so high up, they eat less fruits than other gorillas. Which means their diet is high in these things called tannins. I actually love this story. So like I said, this pine cone... I'm just gonna get one thing out the way, please don't block me. This is what their mouth looks like, up to 300 needles to help keep fish in place, meaning like any toxic relationship, once it's attached, you're not getting away. So the biggest ones can grow to like 6.5 feet long. But they're perfectly harmless, and even if they weren't, this satanic fleshlight usually lives hundreds if not thousands of feet below the surface. They were kind of the blueprint for sharks, because frilled sharks have been around for about 80 million years. The times must have been different back then, because this shark can be pregnant for 3.5 years, and I have no idea why. They got their name because of the gill slits on their throat. If TikTok doesn't give a warning, I will. If you're squeamish in any way, this might not be the video for you.
Imagine being squeamish.
Sharks are blind, and it's all thanks to a parasite that scrapes its eyeballs until it causes permanent vision-ending damage. That parasite is a crustacean called a copepod. It's kind of like getting an eyelash stuck in your eye, except it's alive, it feeds off your cornea, and it's stuck there for life. But it's actually not that bad. Greenland sharks have a strong sense of smell, which is why they can survive getting Ray Charles. And to be fair, they don't really use their eyes for much anyway. As bad as it looks, and yet it does look bad. The parasite actually helps the shark out by basically serving as a fishing lure, which attracts fish that the shark would normally be too slow to catch. Even though the shark basically gets its eyes gouged out, it ends up better off because it has a better chance of catching more food. Also, some scientists believe this parasite might be bioluminescent, and if that's true, they glow in the dark, which attracts more food for the shark they're living off of. But when you choose someone's eyeballs... So a lot of people think camels spit their stomachs out their mouth to cool off. I would love to freak y'all out and say it's true, but what it really is an inflatable extension of the soft palate. You know that soft upper part in the back of your mouth? This flesh balloon is called a doula, and male camels spit them out to get a female's attention or to flex their dominance. The sand donkey will even add foam to it as a sign that they're ready for mating season, and they'll go into this thing called rut. And rut is when a male animal like a camel becomes a horny menace to society. Their testosterone skyrockets, they become much more aggressive, and they start doing... You know what? You're right. Now, this is probably my favorite, my experience. So apparently there's some people that didn't know clams could actually do this. Some clams, like scallops, use jet propulsion and move by flexing the muscles that join their shells. Doing this squirts water out the... Now what if I told top 5 animals... The way y'all spam me in that video... I'm not complaining though, I signed up for this. That's a black sea hare, which is basically just a really big type of sea slug. As a sea slug, it's basically a boneless winged version of a snail. I actually talked about them before, but... Here's something you might...
Not sure what this weird-looking fish is, but this is why I won't swim in canal.
That, my friend, is a sheep's head. Now you might be wondering why this fish looks like it should still be pissed about the Euro Cup. It's because they use those teeth to grind up shellfish, mussels, and clams, and in some places...
Meaning, it can clear shack. What a bitch, what a bitch, what a bitch. Yo, Lori. You still in queue?
No, I'm in a game playing Splitgate.
So you're still in the queue. Obviously.
Duh.
I just said obviously. What do you mean, duh?
I'm at Pizza Hut. I'm at Taco Bell. I'm at Pizza Hut. Stop.
Bars.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Come on, bop it. Bop it while I smoke. People the beat drop with bakugo and they like ah. People the beat dropped right when I went to bakugo. Like, is Katsuki really not the best? Is he? Now I want to watch Hunter x Hunter. You see, it's your fault.
No, I don't watch Hunter.
Why don't you?
I have
My man's Illumi gonna kill you. Hold up, I'll be right back. I don't wanna. You mean?
Nice.
I'm in my queue done.
Roast? That's not roast? You don't think so?
Yeah.
250.
I'm on a sugar crush.
135.
Like why? Why they keep giving me? Huh, Lori? Lori, huh? Why? But Lori, tell me why. Because? Just because, really? You not done with your queue yet? How?
I don't know, you tell me.
Probably because you got there second. Oh, he's online. Let me invite him to my lobby.
Bold color, will it show on my hair? Nutrice Ultra Color by Garnier.
He's in the match.
Bold colors on all hair textures, even on dark faces. Locked in up to 8 weeks.
You try to call me black? You try to call me black?
Yeah, you are black.
On dark faces. Cause I'm black? Okay. Okay. Oh, you don't got Kagami there. Hold up. I peeped the bakugo Katsuki though. Okay. Who we got? I know all y'all. It's the dory from the eyes too much.
I want you to park that big Mac truck right in this little
Right here we got Spirit Bomb. Like, I gotta say, man, I have a close personal relationship with Spirit Bomb. Help me get the job.
At least I don't have an irrational fear of birds like the person I'm passing.
Who's gonna look there and let the nigga check? Let the nigga check, bro. Just wait. 20 fucking minutes for a spirit bomb. You can get my final flash.
Regular show was not kidding. This velociraptor that time forgot can easily one-shot you with one swipe with his claws. Yes, I said claws. If you're not already, here's every reason you should be afraid of them. They can run at 31 miles per hour, meaning they can chain snatch Usain Bolt. They can jump 7 feet straight in the air, meaning this bush turkey can clear a shack. And they swim, meaning you couldn't Phelps your way out of this one. Female cassowaries are actually bigger than the males, and the biggest ones can grow to 6.5 feet tall. This guy is 6.5 feet tall. They have the sharpest claws of any reptile, and that's second.
Oh, dude, that is so beast. That is so boss. Up there. That's beast and boss. That's what up there, right?
Ready against the shit 3, but I'm with the fofo. I'm clutching hot shit. I need me stick cocoa. Drink a hit a minute shit to begin the choco. When it's time for what we load them up, my step is gone on my American thing. But don't fuck with us, it's up with us, so all we know is bang. Move wrong, we gon' bust you up, bitch, we can crack your brain. I be thugging every section, but these bitch ass niggas claim. So it's a clip, so it's a job, I'm trying to see who's throwing slams. Jerome, come pick up your son if you keep speaking on my name. Niggas do this shit for fun, niggas do this shit for fun. These bitches out just like a sauna. Going extra. Brand new AR, came with no suppressor, who on pressure? That pussy play, leave him on the stretcher. Knock your face back, bitch, I don't play that, you knew better. Just that married music, I had to make different info. My steppers, the same case, I make it rain. Bitch, I can shave the weather.
Oh.
Stay in your lane, don't play no games, I'm blessed. I got a graveyard for all you niggas on the shuttle. I got a face card, they bring on some shit if I tell them. These niggas play hard, but bitch, you know you ain't a stepper. Straight back to A-bars, round around with convicted fellas. When it's time for what we load them up, my steppers got no mind that they can't think.
Oh, it's oh, that's cool.
Bitches suck with us, don't fuck with us, all we know is bang. Move around, we gon' bust you up, but you gon' crack it, man. I be thugging every section where these bitches niggas come.